Hi friends, my name is Karthik. In this lesson, I'll be teaching about the open major chords, which are A, E, D, G, C. So in the next 15-20 minutes, we'll be learning about all those chords and their open positions. But before we jump into those things, let's just quickly revise some of the basics if you aren't aware. So this would be a quick thing which will help you out. So the pictorial representation you are seeing in front of you is exactly how it would look when I hold a guitar in my hand and sit in front of you. So, for example, if I'm holding a guitar and I'm sitting in front of you, and if you're watching me, this is the exact pictorial representation how it looks like. So, this is the first fret, second fret, third, fourth, fifth. Similarly, this is first fret, second fret, third fret, fourth, and fifth, and I have till 12 frets. And the way you count the guitar strings are from bottom, which is 1 2 3 4 5 6, and 1 2 3 4 5 6. So that's a quick diagram for this guitar which I've done, but let's get it started now. In the music we have 12 notes, so you can use either the sharp notation or the flat notation. Both are the same. Whenever the note is going high, or whenever you want to count it the upwards way, you use sharp, and or if you want to count it downwards way, you'll use flats, but both are same. For example, these are the 12 notes, and this is the sharp notation. So after C, C sharp, after D, D sharp, after E, there is no E sharp here, or B sharp. So there's no E sharp or B sharp or E sharp. That's why you don't have these are constants here. After E it would be F, and after F it would be F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, and B. So similarly, all those 12 notes can also be represented as this, which is a flat notation: C, D flat, D, E flat, E, F, G flat, G, A flat, A, B flat, B. So this is how you can represent these notations. And remember, there's no B sharp or C flat. These are both the same, but you just have to remember that. And there's no E sharp or F flat. They don't exist. Alright, that's the first thing which I want to get started. So whenever you're learning chords, there would be all these chords like C chord, C sharp, D, D sharp. All these, we'll be learning chords for all these things. But in this lesson, we'll be going through A, E, D, G, and C. Okay, the next step I want to go through is, this is how you standard tune your guitar. So there are different types of tuning which you can set up for guitar, but this is called the standard tuning, and this is the one which is preferred for all the beginners. Unless you want to do something new, you choose a different tuning, but this is the standard tuning across the globe. And the way you tune your guitar is E, A, D, G, B, E. This is the format you need to use, and you can use the tuners, which are the devices which you used for tuning, or you can use your apps on your Android or iPhone for tuning the guitar, or you can use any other instrument like a keyboard or something to tune your guitar. So if you have any questions related to tuning your guitar, you can just post me a comment. I can help you with how to tune your guitar. But so this is the standard notation, which is E, A, D, G, B, E. So some of the apps would show you like E, A, D, G, B, E, but some of them go granular and show you E2, A2, D3, G3, B3, E4. But this is both are same, but because they all calculated as per the frequency levels. So this is the first string, this is the highest frequency, and this is the sixth string, which is 82 hertz, and the last one is 329 hertz. So the way you count is 1 2 3 4 5 6. So 1 2 3 4 5 6. So this is how you tune your guitar. And after you tune your guitar, so each of the string, for example, this is set up in E, this is set up in A, this is set up in D, this is in G, this is in B, and this is in E again. So but there is a frequency level here. This is E2 is 82 hertz and E4 is 329 hertz. So when you play your guitar without putting your finger on any of these frets, then the sound you're gonna hear is from these notes, which is E, A, D, G, B, E. So let's just quickly understand the guitar fretboard and then jump into our chords. So because we know that we have set up our guitar in EADGBE format, now if you start looking into the guitar fretboard, so each of these frets have a specific notation designated to it. So for example, after E it would be F. The way you get it is after E it is F, so that's why after E it's F, and after F it would be F sharp, or after F it would be G flat. So after F it would be F sharp or G flat, and then after F sharp it would be G. So after F sharp it would be G, and after G it would be G sharp or A flat similarly. So you just have to remember this flow so that you can form the notation on your own. But this is the pictorial representation. So similarly you calculate all the strings for E, A, D, G, B, E. This is the entire fretboard. And the one thing you have to remember is, as we discussed earlier, there are 12 notes. So on the 12th fret you would be getting back again all your open strings, which is E, A, D, G, B, E. So if you need any further explanation on this, I can do a separate lesson how to remember this guitar fretboard and all that stuff, but do comment on the video so that I can help you out with that. But this lesson is mainly implicated towards learning the chords and their positions. So this was just a quick overview which I wanted to give you. So the chords are formed from scales. So what is a scale and what is a chord? So a scale is a simple way of ordering 12 sounds found in the Western music. So a scale would have all the 12 notes. A scale is a series of notes played one at a time in ascending or descending fashion. Scale notes make patterns on the fretboard which guitarists finger and pick position to position. Guitar players use scales to play melodies, riffs, and solos and bass lines. So and coming back to chord, a chord is a set of notes played on the guitar. So in this lesson we'll be learning about the chords, but I have explained about scales because the chords are formed from scales, and I just wanted to give you a quick overview of that one too. So the different types of chords. When I say different types, it's not C sharp, D. So there are only 12 notes, so you can have 12 chords, but there are different variations among those chords. The different types of chords are major chords, minor chords, 7th, 6th, suspended, diminished. So we'll be looking into the major chords today. Specifically, we'll be looking into the open chord position. So open chords are chords that are played usually in the first 3 frets of the guitar, and usually if there are any open sound, like open strings involved in that chord, that's why we call them open chords. So these are the easiest to play on the guitar, and you can do a lot of stuff with the open chords. So this is the place where you have to get started, and once we learn open chords, we can get into the bar chords and all that stuff. So let's quickly jump into the scales. So you just have to remember this. If you don't understand it now, but that's fine, I can explain you later in my further lessons. But a major scale formula is defined by whole step, half step, whole step, half step, which is WWH, WWWH. So whole stands for 2 steps and half stands for 1 step. So for example, as I said earlier, you need to remember the flow, which is C, C sharp, D, D sharp. So I'm just picking up sharp notation here, but you can use flat notation too. So this is the 12 notes. Now when I say whole, half, whole, half, the way it works is, if you're picking up C scale, if you want to write down the C scale, so you start with C, that would be your first note, and whole step is 2 steps, which is 1 and 2, and the next note would be D. Okay, and what is my formula? The next is again whole. So after D it would be E, because 1, 2 steps, which is E, and then it would be a half step. So if you see here, we have got up to E, and then it's a half step, which is F. Okay, and then it's a whole step. So F to G is the whole step, and then it's a whole step again. G to A is the whole step, and then it's a whole step again. It's A to B, which is the whole step, and then it's a half step, which is again coming back to C. So this is how you form the scale, and this is exactly how you can do it for all the major notes. So if you start with C, it would be C, D, E, F, G, A, B. So that's how we formed our C scale, C major scale, and this is how you form the D major. And similarly, you just have to start from D, whole step, which is E, and from then again it's a whole step, which is F sharp. See here, F sharp. So that's how. So it's as simple as that. So once you know this formula for the scales, now the chords are pretty easy. So the chords are pretty much the major chords. If you look into this, we'll be looking into all these major chords now. So the major chords are formed by 1 3 5 formula, which is, if you're doing a C chord, it is 1, you name them 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. 1 3 would be E, and it would be G, would be F. So 1 3 5 formula. So that's how you form all your major chords, and that is how we are going to learn today with exactly the notation and the chord positions. So let's look into our first chord today, which is the A major chord. So this is how you play the A major chord. So the way you understand this diagram is, whenever there's an X, you don't play that string. Whenever there's the 0, you play that string in an open position. That means you don't put your finger on that string, but you still play that string. That's counted under this A chord, and this is again 0, which is the open chord, and you play it, whereas X is the only one which you don't play. So if you see, this A major chord is a 5-string chord, starting from here, 5 4 3 2 1, and let's see how A chord is formed here. So if you look into the A major scale, this is how you form. For example, let's just do the scale calculation. So you start here, A, and then do a whole step, which is B. We got the B, and from B we do again a whole step, which is C sharp. You got the C sharp, and from C sharp it's a half step, which is D, and you get the D, and from D it's a whole step again, so you go up to E, and from E it's a whole step again, which is F sharp. You got your F sharp, and from your F sharp it's a whole step again, which is, from F sharp it's a whole step again, it is G sharp. That's right, sorry, I got confused. So this is how you form your A major scale. And coming back to A chord, it would be 1 3 5 formula, which is 1 3 and 5, which is A, C sharp, and E. So that's how you form your A major chord, 1 3 and 5. This is the pictorial representation, and the way you understand this notation is X. This is a 6th string, 5th string, 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd string, 1st string. So 6 5 4 3 2 1. That's how you count your name. You name your strings. So we don't play the 6th string, we play 5 to 1st strings, and 5 and 1st strings are open positions, whereas this is 2nd fret. This indicates the 2nd fret. So this is 1st fret and this is 2nd fret. So we are going to put all 3 fingers on our 2nd fret, and let's look into the notes. We know it's A, C sharp, and E, but let's just figure out which one is A, which one is C sharp, and which one is E. So if you see this is my standard guitar E, A, D, G, B standard tuning, and this is 2nd fret because all our notes are in the 2nd fret, right? So if you see this thing, let's jump into, before we go into the 2nd fret, let me go through this guitar diagram for you. So we are playing 1 2 3, these 3 strings, and 2nd fret we'll be putting it here. So the way you form is, after D it is either D sharp or E flat, and after D sharp it's E. So similarly, that's how you get here E, and after G you get, in the 2nd fret it's A, and after B it's C sharp or D flat. So it's E, A, and C sharp or D flat. So that's how you have formed your A chord. And if you look into this, so you don't play the sixth string, you just play your fifth and from fifth to first string. So the fifth string open is A and first string open is E. So you're pretty much playing E. So there's A here, there's A here. You're pretty much playing E, E, A, E, C sharp. So as per the 1-3-5 formula notation, it's A, C sharp, and E. So that's your A chord. Now let's quickly jump into the look into the position, how you are gonna put your fingers on it. So this is how you need to play your A chord. You put your 3 fingers on the something like this. So this is your 6th string, this is your 5th string, and you start putting your fingers from 4th, 3rd, 2nd string, and the rest of the 5th and 1st strings are open positions, and you start playing from 5th string. So this is your this is your A major chord. Now let's look into our E major chord. So E major chord is a 6th string chord, and it's formed by the notation E, G sharp, and B. And this is the finger position for this, and this is the notation 0, 2, 2, 1, 0, 0. 0 is the open string and you play it. 2 is the 2nd fret, 2 is the 2nd fret, 1st is the 1st fret, and these two are open again. So 0, 2, 2, 1, 0, 0 is the E major chord position, and it's formed by E, G sharp, and B. These are the notes. Now let's quickly jump into what are these notes exclusively here. So these notes are B, E, and G sharp or A flat. So we already know E, G sharp, and B. So this is B, E, and G sharp or A flat. And so you play in the 2nd fret, you use the 2nd fret and 1st fret, whereas for the A string you're only using 2nd fret here. For the E string you're using the 1st fret and the 2nd fret. And let's look into the position of E major chord. So this is how you play the E major chord. So these are your notes, and B, E, G sharp or A flat. This is how you play your E major chord. Let's look into the D major chord now. So this is how you play the D major chord. D major chord is formed by D, F sharp, and A. Okay, so this is a 4th string chord because we have 2 X's here, and you don't play X's, which is 6th string and 5th string. You don't play, you play it from 4th string, and D, F sharp, A. These are the notes as per the 1-3-5 formula. Okay, any questions, please do post your questions in the comments section. I'll be happy to answer them, and I'll be able to do more lessons so that I can go through some of these basics more clearly if you need it. But yeah, so XX0232, this is how you name the D chord, which is you don't play 6th and 5th strings, and starting 4th string, 4th is open, and then 2 2nd fret, then 3 3rd fret, and then 2 2nd fret. So A major chord was only in 2nd fret, E major chord was in 1st and 2nd frets, whereas D is in 2nd and 3rd frets. Because we already have seen the guitar fretboard, we pretty much understand the notes, how they are formed. So this is 2nd fret and this is 3rd fret. So in 2nd fret G becomes A. So let me just quickly go here. So G in 2nd fret it becomes A. That's because after G it's G sharp or A flat, and after that it's A. And similarly, so yeah, just please pause your video and look into this dashboard, or ask me for the material. I can share you the stuff. So yeah, if you can just share your email address, I'll be happy to share the material with you. But this is how you sorry, I have jumped into another chord. So but yeah, this is how you play the D major chord, and these are the notes, which is A, D, and F sharp. So as per 1-3-5 formula, it's D, F sharp, A, but these are the notes when you put your fingers: A, D, and F sharp, A, D, and F sharp. So this is your D chord. So let's jump into our next chord, which is G chord. Do not worry, we'll be doing practicals too, but this is just a theory part, so that if you want a quick overview of how to learn all these chords, this is just the theory part. If you want to look into practicals, I'll be doing one more lesson for the practicals. Now let's jump into the G chord. So this is G major chord, which is a 6th string chord, and the notes are G, B, D. So there are two variations for the G chord. Some people play this, whereas they use 3 fingers and 3 open strings, and some people do play it like this, whereas they use 2 open strings and they use 2 fingers. Pretty much both are same, because the notation is pretty much the same. So even if you put this position or this positions, the only notes which you are using are G, B, and D. So it pretty much doesn't matter. Whatever, you can choose whatever you like, or whatever is comfortable for you. And this is how you play the G major chord. 3, which is the 3rd fret, 2 is the 2nd fret, and then 3 open strings, 1, 2, 3 open strings, and then 3 3rd fret. Or you can play 3, 2, 0, 0, 3, 3. So in the second case, all you're doing is removing this as open chord and adding it, but it really doesn't matter, because let me tell you why it doesn't matter. If you're doing this as an open position, so we all know E, A, D, G, B, so it would be B, okay? But if you so we already have B here, right? So if you're putting your finger here, it would become D. So D is also part of this GBD. That's why it really doesn't matter if you're placing your finger there or not. But G chord is formed by GBD notes, and you can use any of these positions. So I pretty much use this position, 3, 2, 0, 0, 3, 3. So that's how 3, 2, 0, 0, 3, 3. So these are my notes, G, B, D, G. If you don't put your finger here, that's fine. It would become B, which is also part of the chord, okay? And the way you hold the position here is, this is how you do if you are picking up the first variation, and if you're picking up the second variation, you would do this way. You add your pinky finger here on the first string, or else you can do this way, okay? So this is the G major chord, and let's look into our last chord for today, which is the C major chord. So C major chord is a 5-string chord, and it's formed by the notes C, E, and G. And because it's a 5-string, you don't play the 6th here. It starts from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 is the third fret, 2nd is the 2nd fret, 0 is the open string, 1 is the 1st fret, and 0 is open string again. So this is how you play your C major chords. Because you know C, E, G, let's look into what are the exact positions for these notes. So C, E, so when you hold your finger, these notes are C, E, and C. So where is this G getting covered? So G is getting covered because this is an open position, right? So you're not playing this one, but you're playing G and E in open positions, and we already have C, E, G. So this is how you play your C major chord, and let's look into the positions. So this is how you play your C major chord, and yeah, pretty much we have covered A, E, D, G, and C. So this is the theory lesson, which is the lesson 1, but we'll be doing practicals. But let me know if you like the lesson. Do comment or do like on the video, and please do subscribe if you want to see more lessons from me. Thank you so much for your time.